And welcome back to another episode of the Credit Authority. And once again, so excited to bring awareness to our communities in reference to services as well as introductions to people that I think will be relevant. And today is no different. We are bringing on with us Chris Brown. He is the CEO of Tax Hive. So he has been shot in remote straight from Utah. But I have so much great information that I would like to ask Chris today. So without further ado, Chris, welcome to the Credit Authority.
Hey, it's great to be with you here, Rhonda. Thanks for inviting us on and giving us some time to share some thoughts with you and your guests. We're super excited and appreciative of the opportunity to be with you here today.
So obviously, the Credit Authority is a business show. And what I'd like to focus on today is the impact that Tax Hive has had since inception in our business community. From my understanding, you are partners with Kevin O'Leary, who most people know as Mr. Wonderful. I've had the privilege of meeting him several years ago, and by far, from my opinion, salt of the earth. I've had nothing but great interaction. So how did Tax Hive get started? Because it appears that it may have been a COVID, something related to maybe COVID, or the inception was started around that period of time.
Yeah, it's a great question. We'd actually previously done some business with Kevin O'Leary, and we'd service small business owners, and for years, even as small business owners ourselves, we knew how powerful taxation was and how much money there was for small businesses to keep in their pocket. And so we got brave because we'd done business with Kevin. I remember flying down to Arizona to pitch him on the idea. It wasn't quite Shark Tank, but to go pitch him on the idea. And I remember, Rhonda, he cut me off just a few minutes into the pitch and said, Chris, I get it. And I thought, oh no, I've blown the pitch. My partners are going to be upset. And he said, Chris, I've been involved in the tax business before. I love the business. I love what it does for small business owners. I believe in business owners and the way that they fuel this country. What do we need to do to get this going? And it was just kind of off and running from there. And with Kevin's DNA running through our business, his passion to help business owners to thrive and to grow. And that was just before COVID that we kind of started having the conversations. And then, like you say, COVID was just kind of, interestingly enough, this springboard for us to go forward and help business owners in real unique ways during some challenging times. It's been a lot of fun.
Which I love. And, we're hitting on something so important. There are so many entrepreneurs and small businesses that really took the opportunity, and that's really how I look at it. The pandemic became an opportunity for people to turn hobbies into businesses and to focus on things that may be more suitable for their families, right? So it was a perfect opportunity for career path change. So with that, we have Tax Hive. And I know that you're focusing on that small business owner. Correct me if I'm wrong, but Tax Hive is a nationwide service company for the small business.
No, you're dead on. I mean, the beautiful thing about the way that technology works these days is we can service people. And in fact, we service clients globally. If they're doing business in the United States and have to file taxes here in the US, we can help. So we've got clients from Europe, Australia, Canada, and certainly all 50 states. And, technology, the way that it's become such a part of what we do, especially during COVID, has just made it a tremendous vehicle for us to service and meet our clients in unique ways.
Which again, we're hitting on something so, I'm going to say, important. Most people, when they're thinking about hiring a CPA or a tax firm to help them grow their business, they're thinking about the CPA or tax advisor that might be within their general community. But you're focusing on this global, nationwide sphere of business, business owners. Explain to me why somebody who might be living in New York, New Jersey, Connecticut, Utah, California, right? Anybody within the US, why would they choose to come to Tax Hive versus speaking to somebody that might be servicing their local community?
I think there's really a couple things. Number one, like you mentioned, we aren't so focused on a geographic target of client base. What we're focused on is the type of client that we know that we service best. Candidly, I would tell somebody, if you're a W-2 employee, no side hustle, no job, go use an online tax software. Don't use us. But for the business owner, that's the niche that we focus on. And I had a real interesting experience recently. I've got a daughter who's a dancer and just graduated high school, and she was having some real challenges with an ankle. And we went to a couple doctors and really got no help at all. And we finally found a specialist, got her in, and instantly the specialist knew what was wrong. She'd had a ruptured cyst in her ankle. We went in for surgery. She's healing up. Things are going great right now. And I think it's real similar with taxes. We all know a family member, a friend of a friend, a neighbor, a dog, sister's pet, somebody who does taxes. And, and and I'm not saying they're good or bad, but we all have our unique kind of specialty area of taxation. And if you're a business owner and if you're out there and you've opened up the tax code in ways that only business owners do, you need to make sure that you have that specialist sitting in your corner that can help you navigate it. Otherwise, just like my daughter, there's going to be confusion, things missed, things not understood, that at the end of the day cost you a lot of money as a business owner.
So it would be safe to say that when somebody is contracting with Tax Hive, they're not just getting one individual person that might be the solopreneur down the road. They're getting a team of specialists that all handle specific areas of business and taxation, and that they're studying and they're monitoring what's happening universally in the tax code so that they can make the appropriate recommendations.
1,000%. And I would take it even just a little bit further than that, Rhonda. One of the things that we know is that certainly great tax work at the end of the year, filing, checking the boxes, we call that being compliant. That matters, and you need to do a good job at it. But at the end of the day, that's really not where you're going to pick up savings. That is really not where you're going to put extra money in your pocket. Where you're going to put extra money in your pocket is when you put a plan in place and when you look ahead. We call it forward taxation. So every single client that we work with, that we bring aboard, the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to actually dig into your taxes. We're going to look at your previous return. We have a real robust questionnaire that we put our clients through. We've invested heavily into software. And the first thing that we do when we work with a business owner, and I think it's the first thing that every business owner should do when it comes to taxation, is to take a look at where you're at and put a plan together to identify how you're going to get from where you are to tax savings in your business. Because what happens is your actions today are what enable us to save you money at the end of the year. And if you don't know what to do between now and the end of the year, saving on taxes can get very difficult. And so we want to put together a real robust plan. We kick out a 30, 40, 50, 60 page plan for each one of our clients. And that then becomes the blueprint for them to navigate. So each year they get a blueprint of, hey, how to navigate taxation. And certainly we do a great job filing the taxes at the end of the year. But candidly, filing the taxes isn't where we make our money. Isn't the reason clients pay us. The reason they pay us is for that roadmap to tell them how to save money and what they need to be doing now in order to capitalize on the tremendous opportunity that the code gives business owners.
And I understand that completely because obviously I run this show, but I own and run managing partner of a consulting company. And every client that comes to us, it's not about it's about the plan. We call them action plans, right? So without having a plan, they can't follow what happens next. And it's important because, and I'm sure you'll agree with this, people hear what they want to hear, not necessarily what you said. So
Yeah.
by documenting it and creating this plan for the client, it helps them follow the flow and they know what happens next, which I think is so important. And it sounds like that's what the consultants and the tax advisors at Tax Hive have to offer as well.
You're exactly right. And the plan that we put together, and I'm sure you do something similar, is not just identifying here's the deduction, but it's giving step-by-step directions to say, hey, here's how you implement. You're not a tax expert, or you don't know the tax code forward and backward. That's okay. Here's a step-by-step plan to implement it. And then you're going to save X amount of dollars by implementing this strategy. And it's amazing. It's so much fun to watch business owners. we've surveyed thousands of business owners, and this number might shock you, but in our surveying of thousands of business owners, we found that on average, business owners have over $50,000 in missing or potential tax deductions. That is so much money left on the table. And so when we deliver this plan and we show them exactly where they're leaking money, it's such a fun thing to watch because, again, we believe in business owners. We believe in what they do for this country. And all of a sudden, the wheels start turning. I can acquire another investment property. I can expand to another location. I can bring on more staff to help grow this, more inventory. And what begins to happen is you see the lights go on in these business owners. They take that money, they reinvest, they build, they grow. And that's where this gets really fun for us.
I love it. And I love your energy and your excitement. It shows through. So, if somebody wanted to get a free consultation with Tax Hive, or at least have somebody to speak with, how would they get in touch with somebody?
Well, one of the things that we've done together or done today for your guests, and just out of appreciation of you bringing us on, is we're offering a free strategy session. All they have to do is go to taxhive.com/equity first and schedule a time to have a free consultation. We'll talk through what we do, how we can help or not help. We'll be real candid and real clear, and look at each individual situation and talk about a path forward. So for every one of your guests, we've put that together, a free strategy session, we would call it, taxhive.com/equity first. Just schedule a time and we'd love to have a conversation with you.
I love it. I know that you guys are so busy, so I appreciate you taking the time out today.